Mom?
Help, Erica,
Oh my gosh!
help.
I knew this would happen. Mom's falls have gotten more and more frequent. And we should have gotten her help a long time ago. She shouldn't be alone.
Yeah, it's definitely time to move Mom into an assisted living facility.
I don't know about moving her out of the house, Doug. She really wants to stay here. But I'm stretched to the max, working full time, running over there every morning and every night. And Mike just doesn't understand what it means to be a caregiver. And that's what Mom needs, a caregiver. And it's going to be so hard to talk to him about the situation.
It's not only Mike that's going to be difficult to talk to. What about Mom? She's so stubborn.
You know, but what do we do?
I have an idea. I heard about the Kupuna Pono program at the Mediation Center of the Pacific. An impartial facilitator sets up the family discussion about the care of an elder family member and helps them talk about how to support the elder member.
Wow, that sounds great, Doug.
Should I call them?
Oh, yes, please.
The situation with your mother and your two siblings sounds perfect for the Kupuna Pono program. We help families talk, discuss the needs of their kupuna, and then discuss how they can each support the needs of the kupuna. We discuss immediate needs and, if appropriate, future plans, as, for example, if Mom's needs will change rapidly. During the discussion, we take notes and then work with the family to transform the notes into a family plan that will help you and your family move forward to support your mom.
My sister supports me. I don't know if my mom or brother Mike will agree to participate.
Well, we will contact your mother and your brother. We'll explain how the process works and ask each of you for agreement to proceed. We'll start the process in a separate discussion with each of you as individuals to get your input, concerns, and ideas about how to move forward. We use this information to develop an agenda to guide the discussion during the family conference, which you all attend, including Mom.
Well, it's worth a try. My sister and I are really worried about Mom.
Hi, welcome. How are you?
Have a seat.
Hi. Yes, please, have a seat. Oh, wow.
Okay, you're all here. Woohoo!
Aloha. I'd like to welcome you to this family conference. The purpose of this group meeting is to discuss and agree on a plan to help meet Mom's current needs. We will be your facilitators. I'm Pat.
My name is Jana. I'm your recorder, and I will be taking notes of this conversation that will be incorporated into a family plan that will be sent to each of you at the end of this conversation. And you'll see in that family plan the details of what you've agreed to during our conversation here.
Are you ready to start?
Yes.
Let's talk about the family. What are your strengths?
Well, one thing is that we always talk to each other.
Good.
We show a lot of support and give each other a lot of encouragement.
Okay.
We really care about each other.
Yeah.
Let me ask Mom, what's important to you, Mom?
Well, the first and most important thing to me right now is that I want to stay in my home. I've lived there for 55 years and I don't want to leave. Secondly, I don't want to be a burden on my kids. I love them all very much and I don't want them to have to take care of me. And then third, Erica has been taking care of me a lot in the last several months, and she comes twice a day, and I really appreciate it, but I'm worried about her because, you know, she's tired. She's got a lot to do, and I'm just adding to that, and I don't like that. So those are the three things I'm most concerned about.
Now, the doctor says that you've experienced several small strokes, and that he really feels it's necessary for you to have someone with you, at least during the day. I also understand this last fall you had, your daughter Erica was coming by in the morning to help you out, or at least during the day, but is that enough?
Even though Mom has fallen several times in the past 6 months, she still thinks she's fine by herself. And I know, Mom, that you think that you don't want strangers in your house to help you. But what I hear you saying today is that the most important thing to you is to stay in your home.
I know Erica and Doug help Mom as much as they can, but they're both busy. I'm on the mainland half my time, and I'm in Hawaii only the other half. Mom can no longer be left alone. I worry something will happen. We've got to move Mom to an assisted living facility.
I live in Hawaii full-time. I spend more time with Mom than my brother Mike. Look, my wife and I make dinner for Mom once a month, and I handle Mom's finances. However, my wife and I travel, so when we're gone, who's going to take care of Mom? I've noticed her balance is a little worse over this last year, and I'm concerned. I agree Mom should move into an assisted living situation. I'll coordinate the move.
I really don't want to do that.
Mom's falls really scared me.
Yeah.
And I work full time, and I'm really stressed about it. And I want to be there. I want to help you more, Mom.
I know.
But I come over in the morning every day and every evening to make sure you take your medication, you have a healthy meal, and I don't know that I can do any more than what I'm doing already. I'd like to, but I just don't know. I know you don't like strangers in your house, but I think instead of assisted living, we need to get someone in there full time during the weekdays. I can help during the week. Hopefully you can help. You can chip in. When you're here, you can chip in. And we can, if it doesn't work and we need to come back here, then maybe we can talk about assisted living. But I think we owe it to Mom to try to make it work.
Like that idea. I don't want to leave my home, and as much as I don't want a stranger in my home, I'd rather do that than leave my home, and we can find somebody good, I think. Hopefully. Yeah.
It sounds like you've come up with an agreement that could work for you. I just want to make sure that we got it right. Doug, you will work with your mother to interview possible caregivers who could come during the week, Monday through Friday.
Yes.
And I think, Doug, that you offer to spend Saturdays with your mom. Is that right?
Yes.
Erica, you are going to spend Sundays with your mom, helping out. Wonderful. And Mike, you expressed that when you're here in Hawaii, you will make an effort to spend your weekends with your mother. Is that right?
Of course.
Of course, that would be nice.
Good. So we've got that right. Pat?
Now that's a great job. You've discussed how to take care of her current needs. Do you want to talk about her future needs?
Yeah, let's discuss future needs.
Well, we'll discuss what type of support Mom needs different from what she needs now. How will that support be provided? Living arrangements, finances, and you may want to think about end-of-life issues that need to be talked about.
Living arrangements, possibly.
Thank you all for coming. This has been really good. I appreciate your cooperation and the time you've taken. As Jana said, you'll get a copy of the agreements that you put up on the wall. And anytime you need us, you can call the Mediation Center again and come back if you wish.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great to meet
Thank you
you.
so
Best
much.
of wishes to
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye, Mike.
thank you.
I'm so happy we could keep you in your home, Mom. And I'm really happy that you have Carrie to help you. I feel so much better.
Thank you, and I do too. I'm so grateful, and even Carrie is just awesome. And so going to the Mediation Center was really a good idea, I must say. And the best part about it is now you can't move me out of my home. Really
Well,
good.
nonetheless, we should have another family conference in a couple of months to see if any changes are needed.
It's probably a good idea.
I agree.
Good plan.
I'm Susan, a longtime social worker in the healthcare field. I'm here to talk about the value of the Kupuna Pono program. I've learned that it's hard enough for families to find time and energy to talk story. Most family members don't live together these days or even near each other. We're spread on the neighbor islands, on the mainland, even international locations. And even if we were living together, how often do we talk? I mean really talk about the important stuff. We much less talk about difficult topics like how we're going to come together to take care of our kupuna. With what resources? With what financial resources? With what people resources? Many times, these difficult conversations are avoided until a medical crisis occurs. And then family members are forced to talk about next steps under pressure, during crisis, with emotions high. In short, this is probably not the best time to think clearly and talk calmly about these difficult, emotionally laden issues, like who's gonna take care of Grandma? Maybe we gotta sell Grandpa's house, but what happens to those living in that house? So family conferencing offers family members the opportunity to talk story, to share thoughts, to plan, to discover and discuss options with a trained volunteer facilitator present at the table, keeping the dialogue flowing in the most productive way. I've seen a lot as a social worker, a long time in the community, and I've seen those families that have really pulled together during time of crisis, those families that can make good, solid decisions, that can communicate well, that can make good decisions based on their loved ones' preferences. And then there's the flip side. There are those families that have difficulty communicating, have difficulty in times of crisis coming together. Sometimes you see the irreparable damage, the split up, the tearing apart of relationships at a time when relationships should really be pulled together. They're pulled apart, and ultimately the patient is the one who really feels the pain. The Kupuna Pono program, I believe, has been a positive response to families, to our community at large, to be able to offer a way to enhance and really maximize the conversations that are needed proactively to help families and to help all of us deal with these kind of tough decisions, tough communication that needs to happen in order to really promote well-being for our kupuna and for our own families.
Hi, my name is Ron Matayoshi, and I'm here to share my family's experience as well as my own experience in the family conferencing session that we had under the Kupuna Pono program with the Mediation Center of the Pacific. There are three points that were very important to my mother, my family. Number one, I think it was important that we had somebody that managed the conversation for us. I think we needed a guide in a way that, without any bias, just asked good questions and made us think real critically about what's important for each other as well as for ourselves. Number two, we heard my mother's needs and desires in her own voice. Where there was indecision or a firm affirmation of what she wanted, it was important for us to hear that tone, not just on written paper, but to actually hear her explain why she wanted it that way. Hey, it might change tomorrow, but at that moment, that emotion relayed over to us really increased our empathy to really understand what's important for her. Number three, it was really important for each of us to express what our needs and wants were for her. Some of my brothers and sisters' needs and wants I've never heard before. Were they correct? Was it wrong? That didn't really make a difference at that time. And I expressed my needs and wants for my mother also. I think what was important was that she also heard where we were coming from. My brother and sister heard my voice. I think maybe some of it surprised them. Some of them I could see head nodding. But what's important was that we each got a chance to put our stuff on the table. And we need to continue to do that, to put it on the table. And I think what that did after our session was it freed up discussion. It freed up some clearer thoughts. It freed up more innovation, new possibilities for each other as a family, as individuals that have to maybe be caretakers going forward, and also a compromising position where we maybe can find middle ground so that my mom is happy. You know, the facilitation is important because the facilitator and in the context of the family conferencing brought a structure and a framework in which they started from a very positive and strengths-based position. For example, they asked my mom, what are some of your unique qualities that you bring as an individual? I mean, we never talk about that kind of stuff. They asked us what our unique qualities were too, but mostly focused on my mom. They asked us to reflect on the family strengths. What do we bring as a family? What are the strengths that we bring? That made us really think. And third, they really asked us some questions that we never thought about. In a normal family, and we've talked about some of this, we jump from topic to topic. If it got uncomfortable, we dismiss it and we go to another topic, maybe travel. Then we talk about the grandkids. Or we talk about, if death and dying, but then it got uncomfortable. Then we jump over to the next traveling trip or what's happening in your work. So we actually nixed a deeper discussion around that. Was it being uncomfortable? Perhaps. Was it in a different context where it was a social event, so there wasn't time to explore? Of course, that might have been it. But the family conferencing set up a process where we could drill down into some of those important issues. Financing, maybe property, but maybe more importantly, it was about socialization. Maybe it was about nutrition. What does she love to eat? What is her hopes and dreams for her children? What does she want to leave behind? That's so important for her that she has confidence in us that we can live up to that expectation. And if we don't, at least we tried. So that was important for us as the process. And finally, perhaps, that it was captured. The information that we expressed and we thought, this is just something that was important to us, it's going to be lost in the conversation was actually captured in notes, in our own words, as I said before, and is given back to us as a remembrance as well as a working document that I still have at this point in this folder that I'm going to be bringing up again maybe in a couple weeks to revisit, to change, because life has changed for all of us. And I think that's important, that we continue that dialogue using the process that was presented to us. And hopefully the outcome, the final outcome, is something that the whole family will celebrate around.